Yo, welcome into the BS show. Updating you. Second trade off the board. Y'all need to get a little bit active here, man. You're commissioned. B Arms 2020. Like I always say, you can call me whatever you want, but right now, you can just call me picking up liquidity. Smitty, what's up? Welcome back in. Let's break some things down. That was a pretty big trade I just did.
Yeah.
Let's let's talk about this. So I spent some time sending out some trades, getting some trades, doing some counters, talked to a bunch of people in the league. I got a trade done with Tyler KC, and it was kind of cool because, I played in a league with Tyler, but we haven't done a trade yet. So I kind of wanted to welcome him into the league. You know me, I want to make the league fun, so a lot of times I'll trade with players, and I actually took a trade. I won't say what the other one is, but I actually took a little less value to get something done with Tyler KC because I just wanted to get something done with him. And I took a little bit less too because I actually liked where he was positioned on the board for things I might do later. But here's the trade breakdown. I gave up basically Justin Jefferson. I think we all knew who was going to be drafted at the 110. That was going to be Justin Jefferson if I didn't trade out of this pick. So I traded the 110, the 1903, and I also gave up the 810. But in return, I took the 301, the 412, the 1212. I took the 2025 first and the 2025 third. So Smitty, obviously people know I did the trade, so you kind of know what my thoughts are on that. But break it down for us.
Well, let's see. I don't know where to start because it's funny because earlier this week he did a trade, like literally a couple of days ago, literally hours ago. He did a trade for Justin Jefferson, and now he's basically trading him away in a startup. He's trading away his first pick in the startup, but Mr. Liquidity did end up getting a 2025 first, so that's a big congrats. You also have you also get to triple dip in the third round, which is probably the most exciting thing about this trade is that you can low key own the third round, and you also have a fourth round. I mean, when I say third and fourth, I mean in the startup sense. So I like it. It's just you have to wait a minute till you can make your first pick, but you're cool with that, and you got your first. So it's a win-win on both sides. And looking at Tyler KC's team, oh my God, he is about to be loaded.
He is, and so the cool thing about this trade is Tyler's a process player like me. I know he usually punts first year on his build. I also know it's pretty hard to get a first round draft pick off of him. Him and I, we actually had a lot of negotiations. We got to the point where he said, you know what, I'm just actually going to hold tight. Don't worry about it. I literally sent him another DM immediately. I said, hey, let's get back to the drawing board. Let's figure this out. And he said, cool, let's do it. And you know what? We just got at it. We worked together. But the cool thing about Tyler is, it's a good lesson for dynasty drafts is we all want to draft a certain way, and we're all comfortable drafting a certain way. But when value presents itself, and it's cool to change your draft strategy. So, he probably just went from punting first year to, hell, I want to go win the league now this year. So, but he also got picks back. Like, this is just a good trade all around. I wanted liquidity, but this now helps me just in general both trades that I have done today because I always like when I'm on one side of the draft board, I like to get onto the other side, and I accomplished that with you. The other thing is I also like to still to maintain to have picks clustered together to control my roster construction. So I've also been kind of picking and choosing who I'm sending trades out to, who I want to work with here. I got accomplished what I wanted to. I gave up a big name. I was telling you, Smitty, that if this was like the second year and this wasn't a startup draft, and I put names to the picks that I just got and all of that, I probably don't take that for Justin Jefferson. But I have a clean slate to still continue to do my roster construction the way I want. But these picks are giving me the opportunity to do some things probably tomorrow or the next day that might really benefit my team as well too. So I think it's just two good process players just saying, hey, you know what? We want to play different ways sometimes. Let's do it. I got it. And by the way, I picked up one of my 10 crack commandments. What do I always say about 10 crack commandments? I want to leave a startup draft with somebody else's next year's first rounder. So I
Exactly.
accomplished that first round. So I'm feeling pretty good. Although I've taken a big risk I've taken some big risks here trading out of my first two picks, no doubt about it. Smitty, would you be terrified right now not picking in a startup draft until the 211?
I'd be a little uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, you're about to go 211, then the 301, then the 33, then the 311. You're about to have a nice little run. So I really can't. I have no issues with what you did, frankly. And plus, you got a first out of it. I mean, I have no issues with what you did.
Yeah. Do you like
Unfortunately, that you can't have Justin Jefferson, but you're about to have a hell of a round three.
Yeah. And I got to put the two different trades I did for Justin Jefferson in context a little bit. So some of the, not half the league, just a few people playing the other league I did that in. But that's a start 10. And Justin Jefferson means much more to me in a start 10 than a start 11. Um, I like the tier of the player matters a little bit more because we have that extra flex in there, which means it adds an extra number of viable starters within a range every single week. So I also want to pick up a little bit of depth too in a start 11. So, man, we're there. Jeezy's on the clock. What do you think Jeezy's going to do? I've got a really good idea of what he's going to do. I mean, there's some huge names on this board.
To
Just
be honest, there's
absolute
only
monsters.
three things he could do. Only three that I'll accept. And
What
like
are
if
they?
he's not trading out, which maybe he should consider trading out because he's going to come right back at it with the 202 and do the same three things I'm talking about. So if he decides not to trade out, which I think he should strongly consider, then he gets to find out if he wants to be a flexible guy, a wide receiver guy, or a quarterback guy. And you can't go wrong with any of the three.
So now that I don't have a pick for a while, I can maybe start talking about this a little bit. So
Mhm.
we talked about liquidity with 9-inch bluff in the 101. So now we've got Jamar Chase on the board,
Mhm.
or left out there to draft. Now this gets in. Does the conversation of the 102 creep in right here for you? Um, the
Absolutely.
reason the reason it did for me at the 110 is because Justin Jefferson was there. But if he was not there and he would have been drafted where Laporta was, I actually probably don't trade that pick and I just slam the 102 right there.
Oh, but really?
If Justin Jefferson wasn't available, yeah, more than
Okay,
likely.
like okay,
Because
so
I have
so you're telling
flexibility
me that
to
you would
draft,
rather
right?
have the 102 than Jamar Chase?
In a startup draft, yes,
I
because
get that.
because of the flexibility of what if scenarios go down the line, I can control the roster construction. Um, yeah, just in general, I think I would because I've got a lot of time to work with the 102 to do a lot of really cool things that could help my team.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And then I keep looking at his name. I mean, I know he's not going to come back to me, but at the 203. But I gotta see. I gotta see who gets Anthony
Don't say it.
Richardson.
Don't
Who's
say it.
going to be
Don't say
like?
it. Don't say it. Don't say it. You got a pick coming up. Don't say
I just
it.
want to. I just want to see who's going to do it. It's only two people who can do it. I want to know which one of them is going to do it and when because this is an epic fall for the guy. Like this
It
is an
is.
epic fall.
It is. It is. I want to actually. Are we talking about the same player? The one we faded on the mock draft?
Oh no, no,
Oh, okay.
no.
I want to make sure
Yeah,
that we're
I
talking about him.
no. That's another epic fall, by the way. But I'm talking about the one with the star next to his name.
Yeah, I know. But he would. This is about the point he was drafted in last year, right here. Not
Yeah, I
that
mean
bad.
last year, but this year we have all kinds of context. I don't know. It just I can't wait to see who gets him. And sheesh, if none of the guys get him, I'd smack that quickly.
You know what I feel happy about is I feel like people were listening to our mock drafts because if you think about it, we faded Justin Herbert, and I haven't seen Justin Herbert faded in drafts like this.
Oh really?
Um, yeah, and I've been in a lot of them. I mean, he's gonna fade it pretty good here, but where where Bryce drafted CeeDee Lamb, if you remember in the startup, that's where I actually drafted Justin Jefferson. I was like, I want the number one Q or wide receiver right here. So I like it. And then I believe on the 10 at the 206 or 7, we drafted the 101 for the kicker too. So people are listening to our mocks, brother. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, then also like we also can't forget the fact that the Chargers don't have a receiver at this point. And I know they have QJ, but I'm better than QJ. Sheesh. Anyways, so like that's scary. That's honestly very terrifying. So that could also hurt some value, which I don't know. I don't know. I love the fact that he's falling. If I'm being honest.
I don't own QJ anywhere. It's just a player I faded. One of my favorite podcasts that I listened to really hated on him, and I agreed with it. Actually, all three of the main ones I listened to. What would you do if you had QJ? Like, do you want to sell him right now, or do you want to be like, you know what? Let's wait and see.
I'd want a third. I want a third. I'm out. OUT. Because here's what I actually think. I think that they're gonna draft. I mean, this draft class is so nuts. I think they're gonna draft two. I don't care if it's like a Odunze or Adonai Mitchell. I think they're gonna draft two of these receivers and try to like the replace the older guys in Keenan and Mike. I think that's what's gonna happen. QJ will still be 3, maybe even 4 if Palmer steps up. I mean, it's gonna be a young, weird. It's gonna be like a God. It's gonna be kind of like the Packers, but probably not as good. That's what I can. That's exactly what I can see if I'm being honest. That's what I envision.
It is what it is. All right, we're 11 minutes in this short, so here's a trade breakdown. Tyler KC, man, good job. I'm happy. You're happy. You're building a monster. We'll see where the hell I take this, but yeah. Hey, League, let's get this going, man. Let's get some trades planned. Let's get some process things going. Go build your team and get in the spots in the draft that you want to be. Cheers.